everyone. Welcome to Momkin's YouTube channel. This is Dr. Manisha, your postpartum friend. We are here to talk about real stories of motherhood, wellness, and how to thrive during and after birth. So today we have a very special guest in our channel. Her name is Dr. Priyanka and I. She is OBGYN. She is parents and life coach, and she's also the founder of Wayfinding Moms and fellow mom who has been through a lot and is here to share her experience. Welcome, Priyanka. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Thank you for having me. I'm grateful to be here.
All right. So people who don't know about you, can you please tell our audience a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. So again, my name is Priyanka and I. I am a mother of a 5-year-old. I am a OBGYN physician and a certified life and parent coach. And I recently moved from the East Coast to the West Coast just about almost 2 years ago, and have gone through a lot of transitions in my life, which have included, dealing with transitioning to motherhood, transitioning across the East to the West Coast, transitioning careers. And in all the work that I've done in myself, I have found this joy in helping others through their transitions. So I created Wayfinding Moms to help guide professional moms like me trying to figure it all out after having a child, the biggest transition of them all. And wayfinding has been one of the amazing things that I'm grateful for in my life. And the Wayfinder Life Coach certification has provided me with additional tools that I use to help women dive deeper into their inner lives, uncover what truly matters to them, what's going on with them, and guide them through whatever daunting transitions they might have. And through this work, I felt like I've found purpose and joy again in helping moms that I was already doing as an OBGYN previously.
That is an amazing story, Priyanka, and I can really resonate with you because I'm also transitioning through the same thing here, like trying to build these momkins, trying to find purpose in my life like you are doing. And it looks like you're very close and near to that goal. So that is awesome.
Yes. Every family that I can help with making little shifts in how they show up for their kids is another one step, and it's one family at a time, starting with my own.
Yeah, that's true. That's incredible. So we are talking about parents, motherhood, and we plan for baby's birth. We plan for baby products. We plan for decoration of the nursery. So many planning goes into baby while we are pregnant, but we never think about ourselves. How are we going to plan that period? What are we going to do when the baby is home? What do you think the mom who is pregnant now should be thinking about ahead when she delivers that baby?
Honestly, there's so many ways to answer that. And I also want to make sure I mention that the biggest thing is a healthy mom, so the baby can also be healthy. So if mom is healthy, and now they actually have data showing that if a mom is anxious or worried or stressed or unhealthy, even physically, then that baby is not going to flourish as much as if this mom is healthy and settled and has the support that she needs in order to show up for that baby.
And how can she prepare for that support? How can she find that support?
Yeah. So what I wanted to share too is that I love how we do all this prep work for our kids and all this getting the crib, getting the car seat, getting all the ducks in a row. And yet we don't think about what we need in that moment. And every person's different. Every mom's different in what they might need. And it can look very different for each mom. And yet the biggest thing of the lot is to make sure they have invested in what they need personally to feel supported, whether it is a mother helper or a family member or someone else there with them, so that they can take the time for themselves to do any kind of self-care that they feel rejuvenated by.
Love that. And I'm a big fan of self-care. I really take good care of myself. Sometimes I'm already like, I think there is also this guilt part, right? Like when you are having this someone to help you, you feel guilty inside. Like, am I not like good enough, or am I not able to do this duty by myself? And then I think that's one of the reasons why we don't ask for help, because we are like so guilty to find that. And what do you think about that?
We have grown up in a culture where it is normalized for us to do it all and not ask for help or support, and to do it perfectly.
Yeah.
And as we continue to strive for perfection, we're going to fail. And when we're going to fail, we're going to feel guilty and feel like we're not enough. And when we are trying as a mom to do the job of a lot of people, then of course it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And, you know, culturally, at least for me growing up, well, not even culturally, ancestrally in the past, families would grow up together. It would be a village taking care of the child, and it would be just a single person in charge of everything. And not only that, now women are professionals and they want to be in the workforce, and they compete against others who may not have kids, or others who have spouses who do most of the childcare, or others who have not chosen to have kids yet. So when they're competing with that workforce and trying to match everything that they need to finish at home, of course, something's going to fall through the cracks. And that's self-care does actually mean taking that extra support for ourselves so we can show up where we want to and choose to. And again, every individual mom has a different place that she chooses to show up intentionally. And it looks so different. For example, as the kids grow older, it might become important for her to show up for birthdays or soccer games, but she may not show up for all soccer practices.
Yeah.
So choosing intentionally what the kid needs and where she can show up, or where her time is spent with quality is actually more meaningful than her showing up for every single thing everywhere and not really being present because she's on her phone trying to finish her work while she's sitting in the soccer game and missing the goal that her kid just shot. And it's not even effective to do that. It was actually better off if she wasn't there in that situation. So choosing intentionally and choosing right for what your family needs is so important in self-care.
That's really true. And for me also, I usually hire like to do all the stuff, but like cooking and dinner is like so, like it's the best part for me, like just able to like make the dinner and like give it to kids, especially at night, right? So it's like that's so important for me, and I might not even hire someone to help me with the cooking. So that's like self-care, because I want to spend time with family. I want them to enjoy my food. So that's also kind of self-care that we're talking about.
Absolutely. I got into the cycle where I wanted my kid to have healthy food. So I would make sure there's all these fresh fruits in the fridge, and I'd lay them out for him during snacks or for his school snacks and everything. And then I realized I'm still not eating those things. I'm just making sure he's getting them. But I still was ignoring giving myself those amazing antioxidants and the fresh fruits and vegetables. Relearning that I too deserve that healthy food and deserve all that I'm trying to promote for my kid is important, because our kids are watching what we're doing. So if they see that mom is always sacrificing, mom is not supposed to take care of herself, she's just supposed to take care of us. When they internalize that, they're going to grow up to believe that that's the kind of parent they need to be to show up for their kids. And they're promoting this cycle, which is going to eventually lead to burnout.
And also the anxiety and depression that we see a lot in the children, I think it just gets passed along, because now being a mom, you're trying to finish everything, you're anxious all the time. And then kids, they see you, and then they take over that anxiety into their older self, right? So I think that's also one of the things that how if you take care of yourself, you can avoid that happening.
It's even more than that. I would add that if children see this perfect version of us that we're trying to portray to them, when they realize that they're falling short, then they internalize that they're not good enough. And then they lack their self-worth. And that affects them and how they show up in the world. And then the anxiety and the depression and not being good enough for what the world is looking for from them. Because, wait, they saw that in their parent. But did they really see it? Or we just had this facade, this pretend part that we were showing them. And what I mean with that is even when we are trying to not show our bad emotions to them, we're actually showing them that these emotions are not meant to be there. So they are bad if they're having these emotions. And when they go down that route, then they start thinking, well, then something wrong with me because I'm having these bad emotions. So even us sharing that we're human and we're supposed to have all these emotions, whether they are angry or fear or sadness or frustration, or if they are joy or happiness or laughter, when we normalize that all emotions are okay, hopefully that will show them that they are okay just the way they are. Because if we don't show them that, then we're telling them there's something wrong with them. And that's another reason why I feel like a lot of people are growing up, and a lot of kids are now growing up with this anxiety and not feeling like they're enough and keep striving for perfection, which isn't going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a concept of fill your own cup first before like fill others. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, so that is something I actually teach in my class as well. This idea that when we first take care of ourselves, when we first show up for ourselves, we can then have more to give to others. Because if we first start out with an empty cup, or we just keep pouring to others, there's nothing left to give. Just like this mom who's trying to finish her work email while her son's playing soccer. She's not really present in that situation for her kid. Instead, if she showed up with a full cup and had filled herself up first, whether that meant she had a good connection at lunch and went out with her friend, or she had a massage earlier in the day and she took care of herself and was lighter, happier version and left work aside, then she can show up for her kid and actually be present and actually have a good interaction and a connection with our kid. So it's this idea, the metaphor is basically if we put our cup above theirs and we fill ours on top, it kind of flows over and trickles to all the others that we are hoping to help fill cups of. So it just is so important to fill our cups first. And there is that data, and I wish I had it handy, that an anxious mom is going to lead to kids that are not thriving, as well as if she was stable and taking care of herself, which can mean self-care as massage, connections, everything else. And it can mean taking care of her illnesses, being on medicine, being in therapy or in coaching to become that best version of herself, who is emotionally regulated and who is working on herself. So that the kids can see that and how important that is. It honestly can be as simple as, I'm going to work out for an hour today, and that's why I'm not available right now to take you to school, but dad's going to take you to school. And that's it. Because that shows this little child, my mom's going to work out. She's taking care of herself. So when I'm grown up and I'm a parent, I'm going to take care of myself.
Yeah. And I think a male, they are better in doing that than female. My husband, like he always worked out like in the morning, and I will be like, oh no, I think I just like, make sure kids are okay, they're not waking up. But then he will be like, okay, taking his protein shake and like doing his like meditation, exercise, all that stuff. And me, I'm like feeling guilty if I'm not able to take care. And I have come very far from that. Now I do take care. I do all the stuff, exercise more, like morning meditation and everything. But it took me a long time to realize that.
Absolutely. It is a lot of unlearning of what we naturally go towards, because our minds are going with what culture tells us to do. And culture says, mom is going to do everything. Mom's going to take care of everyone. It's not the guy's job to do any of this. And even if the parent, our spouse, has no such claims on our time or investment in the family, we have still internalized that, and we still feel guilty, even though intellectually we know that's not right.
Yeah.
It is a lot of unlearning of these cultural expectations and spending that time to understand where it's coming from, what is bringing this up for us, and how we want to show up in the world, and how do we want to let go of what's not serving us. And that's what coaching is for. That helps.
And that's why you are here, right?
Yes.
What does self-care mean to you? Like, how do you take care of yourself?
Self-care for me is taking time and money for myself, investing especially time in myself and doing things that I want for myself. So for example, just before this, I went and got a massage.
Oh, nice.
And a week ago, I connected with moms, and I just wanted to have a feel of talking to grown-ups instead of just my spouse about kid stuff and just my kid.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of investing in my physical and mental health, which includes getting my mammogram on time, getting my healthcare set up, getting my dentist appointment in time, just like I'm doing for my kid. He still has his regular dentist appointment and everything else scheduled. And in the past, I would ignore all of that for me, but now I'm still prioritizing myself in that way so I can still be there for him. And then making sure I have done enough exercise. I have carved out time for exercise, for workouts, for the massage, for a pedicure if I want one. Prioritized those around my schedule. So for example, my work day, exercise goes in first. And that time is blocked so that any meetings or any persons or any sessions are going to be around that time for myself. And those are ways that I try to make sure I take care of myself, including, you talked about eating and cooking. So I cook for my family. Because my kid loves Indian food and it's something I enjoy doing for him. I can't always eat Indian food. And then I'll end up eating junk just to try and quickly eat around what he's eating or eating leftovers. So now I've signed up for a meal plan just for myself to get whole food plant-based whole plant-based, what is it called? Yeah, it is whole food. Plant-based. Yeah, to get whole food plant-based meals for myself delivered to my home. So I have that while the rest of my family is having, 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗪𝗓 or whatever else, where I can't eat all that rice because that just doesn't agree with me. And I'm still taking care of myself there by giving myself the food I want.
Yeah. That is an excellent tips and tricks like that mom can also try to apply and see. I mean, all moms are different. So some may enjoy something better than others. So just they can also incorporate some part of it while taking care of themselves so that they can show the better version of themselves to their kids. And it's excellent. You have shared so many tips already. So I think it will be really good for mom to see which fits for them and then try to at least an hour, 15 minutes, whatever they can to apply that during their daily routine so that they are better version of themselves.
Yeah. I would love to share with your audience a self-care tool because it's so easy for us to just say, oh, self-care, I need to do self-care, but we don't quantify it. We don't make it a thing that we're going to use. So I have a worksheet that allows people to go through it and really define for them what is that self-care, what really fills your cup, and which of them works at which time. So obviously, if it's an immediately postpartum mom, a lot of self-care might look like, I just need a shower by myself, or I need an extra hour of sleep. Whereas someone who's got a 5-year-old, like I do now, it might mean it's time for me to have a night out. And it looks very different. So it looks very different for each person in each situation. And this worksheet allows them to go through it for what they need now, really look at it, because life transitions are going to continue to happen. This kid's now going to be done with breastfeeding and then going to be going to daycare or then going to be going to school and or later on having more and more of your time occupied by after school classes and lessons and sports. So each stage of their life, each transition will require a different description of what that self-care looks like for you. And that would be a great tool for you to have. It's nothing new that we haven't talked about, but it's a worksheet that allows people to put in, okay, this is what I need. And when we're intentionally putting it in, we're already now verbalizing what really works for us, rather than just saying, oh, I need to figure out how to do self-care, and then we do nothing.
Yeah, and then one week I'll be like, okay, I want self-care, and I go do my nails and everything, and for next few weeks I'm like doing nothing. So it's like, you have to have that hour or time schedule so that it's already in your time, it's already there in your calendar, and you can do those things as planned. And I think this is the very, very good resource. If you are okay, we can share that in our channel, like we can put the link below so that mom can sign up. Yeah,
absolutely. I'll absolutely provide the link for this resource. And it's a great way to check back in. Plus, it allows people to have different levels of self-care. You can lay out, okay, for 2 minutes, if I only have 2 minutes, this is what I need in a day. If I have an hour and a half for myself, then I get that pedicure. And so you can lay it out and then mentally check on this list often to see, okay, what am I still missing? What can I do today? Is it just a 2-minute walk in nature? Or can I take that full hour for a massage like I did this morning?
You look so happy and excited. You're glowing today.
Well, what can I say? I had all this tension removed today.
Since we are talking about postpartum, new mom, how do you think self-care will benefit the new moms, or how mom can take good care of themselves, plan ahead? What are the things they need to look out for postpartum period?
So one of the main things with self-care immediately postpartum is that no one's really paying attention to us. They're paying attention to the baby. So it's our responsibility to take care of ourselves and ask for what we need. Some support systems are there to help us. Others, they won't know what we need till we tell them. So it could mean, can you watch this baby because I need to go shower, or I need to go sleep right now? Because honestly, sleep is the biggest thing in that immediate postpartum period. And if we don't get enough sleep, we are going to be triggered. We're going to have a shorter fuse just because we're tired.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times does that happen to us when we are overtired or didn't sleep well the night before, and we just have a shorter fuse with our kids and their meltdowns, and have a harder time dealing with any changes at work or any adverse reactions with our colleagues? And it's just because we are so easily triggered and we have a shorter fuse.
Yeah, that's completely true. Like how the triggers can, especially if you have a toddler, the other toddler, and how you behave with him when the newborn is there, and how that triggers work there, and how you can like control that and not have that trigger. I think just thinking back, like when I had my daughter, and my son was like little, like he was toddler, and how I react, because I was so stressed out then. Like I had so many things going on, and having that calmness and giving equal attention to my toddler who also needs me equally. It's so hard.
Yeah. Something that I feel very dearly about is how do we regulate ourselves emotionally so that we can then show up and be present, but also it allows us to then bring down the level of our kid as well. Because if we are triggered and showing up a little bit frustrated or angry, they're picking up on that. Even if our words are not hurtful or not angry words, and we're trying very hard to hide it, somehow they still pick it up. And they then start getting escalated. Then we escalate more, and we can all just spiral out of control. So it's so important to first regulate ourselves so that we're not triggering them. And then as we regulate ourselves, we are modeling for them how regulation works.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also important to show them this part. Oh, I'm angry right now. I'm going to do this to deal with my anger. Or I'm feeling sad right now. I think I want to try this for right now. And engage with them, even when they're too young to understand it, because as they see that you are taking care of yourself and your emotions, and you're normalizing all these emotions, they realize that all their meltdowns and all their tantrums, they're all normal, that their feelings are normal. Yes, their tantrums and meltdowns are there because developmentally they're not ready or able to deal with it. And that's the other beauty of our own emotional regulation. We can first regulate ourselves so we can co-regulate for them because they're too young to do it themselves. And then soon they're more verbal, they're able to get it, they've seen you model it. Now they're ready to learn from you. And that is how my tool not only helps moms or dads regulate themselves first, it helps them figure out why their kid is not regulated and how to regulate their kids along with them. And then it helps them show their kids how to regulate themselves when they're ready.
Awesome. This is such a deep, I think we can go really deep in this conversation. There is so many moms, parents, families struggling with this, and just having this conversation, because so many people don't know like there is something like that. You can regulate it. And just listening to you who does this all the time and like letting family know it's normal and you just have to regulate yourself is so important. And I'm glad you are doing all this through your Wayfinding Moms coaching program. I'm so glad that a lot of parents and family will benefit from this.
Yeah, I'm so passionate about this. And I've spoken to several groups of people about my tool and how amazing it is. In fact, I have a workshop in 2 days, just in time for Mother's Day, to promote this as well. It's important work, and I feel like it can change the trajectory of a whole family and of the child's future. If we can just do the small investment of our time and money on ourselves.
Yeah, I would love to share that. I'll put the link for that self-care tool, this tool, parenting triggers tool, and then they can sign up for them. And then once you have another session, hopefully open up soon so parents can sign up for it and then get benefit from it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm always available for any community to just do it for them when they need it or are looking for it, because this is so important. I've done it in my child's preschool. I've done it for women physicians. I've done it for women in academia, because anyone could use it, even if they're not a parent.
I think a lot of family will benefit from this for sure. We have few icebreaker questions that we like to ask our guests, and then just to create more fun and know more about yourself. What is one fun fact about you that other people don't know?
I used to love doing hip hop to the point where I took classes in undergraduate in college to learn and do dances at school.
So cool. That is really a good fun fact. Alrighty. What is your favorite place and why?
My favorite place, I would have to say my favorite place is any beach. I just love hearing the waves. I love having my feet in the sand. And this is actually another good tool where people can just use their 5 senses in their mind to get away from anxiety. And I love doing that. Just hear the waves in my ears, the sand in my feet, and just sitting there and relaxing, no agenda. That's what I love about the beach.
I love that. Now, after having 2 kids, all I look is for what is all inclusive or like cruise. Those 2 are my favorite vacation, like all inclusive. Like I don't have to think about anything else.
Exactly.
Who is your idol and what about them inspire you most?
So for now, and for the past 3 years, my mentor and coach has been the person I aspire to be most like, who is Martha Beck. As a graduate of her program and now having reached certification and now having achieved certification through her Wayfinder Life Coach training, it's just been such a boon to have gotten this from her. But also the reason I aspire to be like her is because she shows up just the way she is.
Yeah.
quirky and a little nuts and a little forgetful and a little ADHD. And she's just there as herself without caring or worrying about other people's judgments or what they think of her. And I want to be that kind of person who can just show up just the way I am, not caring about what other people think of me, not caring if I mess up things, and hoping that I'm going in the right direction, because my husband did say just yesterday that it looks like you're a little bit more mellow and not really as perfectionistic like you used to be. So I think it's working.
Working.
Yeah. So I even asked him, what's the specific example? And he said, well, you have a mistake in your item that you gave people and you didn't care as much. So I can share with you that I have this bottle that I gave to participants of my retreat, which has a logo on it. But guess what? I misspelled Wayfinding Moms here.
Oh, no. Yeah. That's a big one, though.
I didn't even see it. And I'm okay with it. I'm showing up just the way I am.
It's fine. Yeah.
Before
hear you and hear you, they don't. No one cares. I mean, they do care when they are drinking, but like it doesn't really matter. It really matters how. So.
Before, it would have taken over everything. I would have been trying to figure out how to return them and get new ones, or at least in my mind, it would be on the top of my mind. But I just showed up, enjoyed the retreat, enjoyed my speaking opportunity, and had a great time with everyone, and even laughed about it with them.
Loved it. I'm glad. What is your all-time favorite book?
I have to say it's Martha Beck's book, because it just completely changed my trajectory. And it's her old one. It's called Finding Your North Star.
I have not read that book.
And the whole idea is to find your way by looking at the North Star and figuring out what your North Star is. So
is that what inspired you to create that logo? Now I can relate.
Yes. Yeah. So it's all about wayfinding, and that's why I love it. You didn't ask me which movie is my favorite, because it will match.
Which one is it?
Moana. It's all about wayfinding. And I didn't know why. I just loved that movie and watched it 6 times in theater. I only heard about Martha Beck and her Finding Your North Star after I'd seen Moana. And then it all just clicked in place. And I was like, of course.
Wow. That's a great story. That's something, and fun fact about you that I haven't earlier.
Yes, I strive to be a wayfinder.
Last question. What is your personal mantra that you live for?
I think it's actually, I'm going to quickly bring it up because it's one of the things that I mentioned. Give me 1 second.
The cup.
Sorry.
The cup thing? Is it the cup thing now? Fill your cup first.
Yes. Yeah. So something I'm striving to live for that I don't always meet, but I keep reminding myself, is fill your cup first and you overflow into the lives of others. It's been a hard lesson for me to teach myself, and I keep having to relearn it. And I still know that that's the most important thing for me, to then show up the best for my job, for my clients, for the people I help, for my family, and for my kids. Some of my tools that I just mentioned and all of this information about first taking care of yourself is something I've been doing for years. You know, I've practiced 12 years as an OBGYN, and I've seen so many moms show up postpartum, and I've shared with them, do this, you know, you need to take care of yourself, get the support. And yet when I became postpartum, I still felt isolated. I still felt like I had to do it all by myself, and still required a lot of work internally on myself to unlearn all of that I was already preaching for 12 years before.
Yeah. And I think it's also the problem with, like, we as a high functioning, we are working, like we are like, you know, I don't know how to say it, but like high functioning female physician, we are all like guilty to give away the things. And I think that guilt is so overwhelming, and it just, you don't want to hire someone. You want to take care of everything. You want to be perfectionist. You think you can do it all. So you just don't hire or ask for help. What's your thought on that?
Oh, absolutely. I think you're doing a better job than I am with getting hired help. You know, even if it is for folding laundry or cleaning the house or doing anything else around the house. So you don't have to do all those things, like even buying groceries. But even for our business, I'm still doing all of it myself, but I think I'm ready to ask for help. I can just do what really matters, which is take care of the families that come to me.
That's awesome. So at the end, for all the viewers who wants to reach to you, who wants to know more about you, or wants to be in touch with you, how can they find you?
So I think the easiest way is to find me on my website. It's called wayfindingmoms.com. And you can contact me directly. You can actually just directly book a call with me on my calendar that way. All my packages are available for you to see. But also, if you're not sure how I can help you, just let's set up a call. It's a free 30-minute call that we can chat about what your needs are for yourself and for your family. And I'm happy to also just connect and just meet more moms and chat it up, because connections is just so important.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'll put the link for Wayfinding Mom in the description below as well.
Perfect. All right. Thank you.
So if any mom is listening today, what is one thing that you wanted to talk about at the end?
I just want them to know you're not alone. You have people around you. Just ask for help. Don't feel isolated. Don't feel like you have to struggle through this all by yourself. Don't feel like you have to sacrifice because others have sacrificed and that's the norm. Take all the help you can get. Take it wherever you can. Even if you feel guilty, because that will come, but take the help so you can get some rest, so you can show up better, because your family depends on you, your child depends on you, and you being at your best is what's going to serve them more.
I love it. Yeah, I really love this. Thank you, Dr. Priyanka. It was really nice having you in our show. We talked about a lot about self-care, how mom can show up as a best version of themselves. And you have shared a lot of tricks, tips, tools, which I'm going to share also and put it in the description below also for our viewers who will really benefit from all the conversation we had today. If you love this episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share with pregnant mom, new mom, whoever will benefit from this episode. Thank you so much. Thank you, Priyanka, for joining in today.
It's been great to be here. I've had a great conversation.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. We should do it more often.
Absolutely.